Chers auditeurs,
Dear listeners,
bonjour.
welcome in Comme d'Archi Podcast Season 4
Saison 4, dans le monde fascinant des architectes.
and in the architectural projects.
Je suis Anne-Charlotte Deponte, passionnée d'architecture et docteur des universités en histoire de l'archi.
I am one of the spokespersons of Anne-Charlotte, who is a PhD in architecture history.
Merci
Thank you
d'être avec moi aujourd'hui.
to be with us today.
Et
And
maintenant,
now,
lundi en français, place au talent.
and Wednesday, let's talk projects. In English, of course.
Bienvenue dans Comme d'Archi.
Chers auditeurs,
Dear listeners, it's a pleasure to meet you today with Paul Clayton and Brian Korte. Hello, Paul. Hello, Brian. And welcome to Comme d'Archi.
et bienvenue dans Comme d'Archi.
Hello. Thanks for having us.
Vous êtes les fondateurs.
You are
de
the founders and the principals of the American architectural firm Clayton Korte. Your agency is based in Austin and San Antonio, Texas, USA. Thank you very much for your presence in this remote Comme d'Archi interview, halfway between Austin and Paris.
Comme d'Archi. À titre d'exemple, vous
You
êtes
are
les
the architects of many wineries, for example, but also much more: hotels, ranches, housing, mixed-use projects, mainly in Texas, but also in California.
principalement
We will come
au
back to
Texas,
that.
mais en Californie aussi, nous y reviendrons. Dans l'imaginaire français,
In French imagination, Texas is the land of the Wild West, cowboys, rodeos, country music, saloons, and tough cookies. From the inside, how do you define it in its contemporaneity? How is its uniqueness characterized in
en
2023?
2023, qui commence
Paul, do you want to start?
Happy to. This is Paul. So all of those things are still true to Texas. It's part of its history and its culture. I would say maybe more in North Texas and what's known as the Panhandle of Texas, which is the square part of kind of the top of the state. That seems to be where most of the ranching is centered nowadays, and even some along the western side of the state. It's a big state, and Austin is situated directly in the middle. The city of Austin is by worldly standards, is not that old. San Antonio to our south is 300 years old. Austin is really, just maybe 150 years old. So many of the buildings here are kind of turn of the century, and there's really, frankly, just not that many of them. Certainly not as many as San Antonio. So the way the city has changed and the number of people that have moved from other parts of the country to Austin have really turned it into more of a metropolitan city than it historically has been.
très intéressant.
Very interesting, thank you.
Brian, vous souhaitez
Brian, would you like to add something?
Oh, man. Paul's the cowboy. I think he kind of summed it up pretty well.
Ok. Merci beaucoup. On va commencer par le début.
Let's start at the beginning and take a look at your journeys. How were your childhoods and where did your desire for architecture take roots? Perhaps in your childhood. What did you study and when and how did you start your activity?
Et enfin, quand
Let's
et
start
comment
with Paul.
avez-vous commencé votre activité d'architecte.
I grew up in the top square part of the state where the ranches are, so that's maybe why Brian calls me the cowboy, although I'm not sure. Maybe there are other reasons. I grew up as a mechanic's son. I've always worked with system of parts, and buildings just really came natural to me. I studied at Texas Tech, just a few hours south in Lubbock, still in Texas, and moved to Austin directly after receiving my master's at Texas Tech. Sorry.
Est-ce que c'était difficile?
Paul, was it difficult to start working on your own after graduation?
I started a firm 3 years after I graduated. It was difficult, very difficult to get clients at that point. I worked kind of halfway for someone while I started my firm for at least the first few years. And, really cut my teeth doing some smaller residential projects.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you.
Et vous, Brian?
And you, Brian, how did things happen for you?
Déroulé.
This is Brian. Yeah, I had a very memorable childhood is from what I recall.
Retrouvez l'intégralité de cet épisode sur Apple Podcast, Acast, Deezer, Spotify.